Learn English podcast.
From English Chat Café.
Everyone says consistency is the key to success, but no one talks about how boring it actually feels. Today, we're going to unpack why the boring part is exactly what makes it work.
You really said the truth there, Jamie. I mean, we all love the idea of being consistent, showing up every day, staying focused, building good habits. But when it gets boring, that's when most people stop.
Exactly. And that's the tricky part. Consistency isn't exciting. It's not shiny. It's not a big moment of inspiration. It's more like brushing your teeth. Small, repeated, and sometimes you don't even feel like doing it.
Okay, but let's be honest. Nobody wakes up saying, "Yay! I can't wait to do the same routine again today." So, how do people actually stay consistent when it feels, well, boring?
That's a great question. And you know what? Maybe we should start by asking our listeners this. When was the last time you stopped doing something just because it got boring? Maybe it was learning English. Maybe it was exercising. Maybe it was reading every night before bed.
Oh yeah, that's real. You start strong for a week, or maybe two, and then one day, you skip. And then the next day, it feels easier to skip again. Until one day, you realize you've stopped completely.
That's how it happens for most of us. But here's the thing. Consistency doesn't fail because we're lazy. It fails because we expect it to feel good all the time.
So, let's talk about this. Why is the boring part actually the key?
Well, think about this. Every skill, whether it's learning a language, playing guitar, or going to the gym, grows slowly. And slow things don't feel exciting. But that slow growth is real. It's how your brain builds connections, how your muscles get stronger, how habits form.
Right. Like when you learn English words, you don't suddenly wake up speaking like a native. You just repeat, listen, read, practice, again and again.
Exactly. And it's easy to think, ugh, nothing's happening. But inside your brain, things are happening. Your memory is building patterns. Your pronunciation is improving little by little.
It's kind of like planting a tree, right? You water it every day, but for a long time, it looks like nothing's happening. Then one day, it suddenly grows taller.
That's the perfect example. Consistency is watering your goals, even when you don't see the results yet.
Oof, that's a quote right there. Consistency is watering your goals. Listeners, if you're not writing that down, you should.
We should put that on a t-shirt.
So the boring part, the repetition, that's not a sign of failure. It's actually proof you're on the right path.
Yes, because when things feel boring, it means they've become routine. And when something becomes routine, it's finally part of your life.
Okay, so if the boring part is so important, why do we still give up?
Because our brains love novelty, new things, new experiences. When something is new, it gives us a little hit of dopamine, that happy chemical in your brain.
Ah, so it's not our fault we get distracted. It's just biology?
Pretty much. But here's the secret. Successful people learn to enjoy the process, not just the results.
You mean like finding small ways to make boring things more interesting?
Yes! For example, if you're learning English, don't just repeat grammar exercises every day. Mix it up a little. Watch a funny YouTube video in English. Write a short message to a friend. Listen to a podcast like this one while you clean your room or cook dinner.
Yeah, I like that. So you're still being consistent, you're still learning, but you're doing it in a way that feels more alive.
Exactly. Consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing every day. It means showing up for the same goal every day.
Ooh, I like that. Not the same action, the same direction.
Nice rhyme, Alex. Ha ha ha.
Thanks. I try.
Let's talk about emotions for a moment. A lot of people think they need to feel motivated before they act. But the truth is, action comes before motivation.
Wait, what? That sounds backwards.
It does, but think about it. Have you ever started doing something when you didn't feel like it? And after 5 minutes, you suddenly felt motivated?
Oh yeah, like cleaning my room. I never want to start, but once I pick up a few things, I just keep going.
Exactly. That's the magic of starting small. Consistency grows when you don't wait to feel ready.
So instead of saying, I'll study English when I feel motivated, you say, I'll just study for 5 minutes, even if I don't feel like it.
Right. And most of the time, once you begin, your brain follows along.
So, if you're listening right now and thinking, I'll start tomorrow, no, no, no. Try doing just 5 minutes today. 5 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of listening, 5 minutes of speaking aloud. Because 5 minutes today is more powerful than 1 hour someday.
Well said, Alex.
Okay, time for some real stories. Let's make this more relatable. Jamie, do you remember when you started learning Spanish?
Oh, yeah, I was terrible at first. I remember spending 1 week just learning how to roll my R's. It was so frustrating.
I can imagine.
But here's the funny thing. I studied for 15 minutes every day. No big goals, no pressure. And after 3 months, I realized I could finally understand full sentences in Spanish songs.
That's amazing.
It didn't happen overnight. It was just small, boring steps, repeated over and over.
See, guys? That's the point. Consistency is not about doing a lot once. It's about doing a little many times.
Exactly. Like brushing your teeth. You can't brush for 3 hours once a month and expect clean teeth. You have to do it every day, just for 2 minutes.
That's such a simple but powerful example. And it's the same with English. You can't just study for one full weekend and expect to sound fluent. But if you learn a little bit every day, you'll be amazed at how far you go.
So, how can our listeners build real consistency? Let's share a few easy tips.
Okay, tip number 1. Start small. Don't set crazy goals like, I'll study English for 2 hours every day. Start with 10 minutes. Once that becomes a habit, you can add more.
That's perfect. Tip number 2. Make it easy to start. Keep your materials ready. If you want to read, keep your book on the table. If you want to listen, save your favorite podcast on your phone.
And tip number 3, reward yourself. Celebrate small wins. Finished your 10-minute study today? Great. Treat yourself to a coffee or your favorite snack.
Yes, because rewards tell your brain, hey, this feels good. Let's do it again tomorrow.
You know what else helps? Tracking your progress. I use a little notebook where I mark an X each day I finish my study time. After a week, seeing all those X's makes me want to keep going.
That's a great method, because seeing your progress reminds you, even small steps add up.
But okay, let's be honest. Sometimes we do break the streak. What then?
Ah, yes, the famous, I missed a day so it's over feeling. Let's fix that mindset right now.
If you miss one day, it's okay. Just don't miss 2.
That's it? That's simple?
Yes, because missing one day doesn't destroy your habit. Giving up does. So instead of feeling guilty, just start again tomorrow.
I love that. Listeners, remember that. Miss one day, not 2. Put it on a sticky note. Stick it on your wall, your laptop, your mirror, anywhere you'll see it.
Exactly. Consistency isn't perfection. It's persistence.
You know what I think? People quit because they think consistency should feel exciting all the time.
True, but real consistency is quiet. It's not about motivation. It's about identity.
Whoa, that sounds deep. What do you mean by that?
I mean, instead of saying, I want to learn English, say, I'm the kind of person who studies English every day. That simple change turns your action into a part of who you are.
So it's like saying, I'm a runner, not, I want to run, or I'm a learner, not, I want to learn.
Exactly. When your habit becomes part of your identity, it becomes harder to quit.
Think about it, friends. Who do you want to be? Not just what do you want to do, but who do you want to become? Because once you decide that, consistency becomes natural. So to wrap this up, consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, even when it's boring, even when it's slow, even when no one is watching.
Yeah. It's about building small actions that add up to something big.
If you can stay consistent with something simple, like studying 5 words a day or going for a 10-minute walk, you'll be amazed how much your life changes after 1 month, 3 months, 6 months.
It's like you're building invisible progress every day. You might not see it now, but one day it shows up and surprises you.
That's right. So next time you feel bored, remember, that's not a sign to stop. That's a sign that you're doing it right.
All right, friends. If today's talk gave you a new way to see consistency, don't forget to stay consistent with us, too.
Yes. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you won't miss the next episode.
And if you've got a story about how you've stayed consistent, tell us in the comments. We love hearing your experiences and tips.
Thanks so much for listening. Remember, small steps, big change.
See you in the next episode.
All right, before you leave, let's take a moment to go over some of the vocabulary we used in today's episode. Grab a pen and paper so you can jot them down. Ready? Let's get started. Consistency. It means the quality of doing something regularly and in the same way. For example, consistency is watering your goals, even when you don't see the results yet. Routine. It means a regular way of doing things in a particular order. For example, when things feel boring, it means they've become routine. Unpack. It means to explain or examine something in detail. For example, we're going to unpack why the boring part is exactly what makes it work. Dopamine. It means a chemical in the brain that makes you feel pleasure or happiness. For example, when something is new, it gives us a little hit of dopamine. Persistence. It means the act of continuing to do something even when it's difficult. For example, consistency isn't perfection, it's persistence. Identity. It means identity. It means the way you think about yourself and what makes you who you are. For example, when your habit becomes part of your identity, it becomes harder to quit. Progress. It means the process of improving or developing something over time. For example, seeing your progress reminds you that even small steps add up. Novelty. It means the quality of being new, interesting, or unusual. For example, our brains love novelty. New things, new experiences. Repetition. It means doing or saying something again and again. For example, the boring part, the repetition, is proof you're on the right path. Streak. It means a series of continuous successes or actions. For example, sometimes we do break the streak. What then? Mindset. It means a particular way of thinking about something. For example, let's fix that mindset right now. And that's it for today's vocabulary review. We hope these words help you speak with more confidence and clarity. Remember, every time you listen and practice, your English gets stronger. So keep going. You're doing great. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend who's also learning English. See you in the next one.